hot shower.
I had a stool that filled up slow like that one time too.
Blow me a kiss, babe.
Oh,
it was the best kiss I've had all day.
And Potosi's back.
Well, hey guys, I got a story I want to tell on our cameraman right there.
Well, this ought to be
And,
good.
Gary, I hope this doesn't embarrass you.
Buddy, after serving with you for 2 years, I can't be embarrassed anymore.
After Claudia and he were married, they used to come up from the Marine base down in San Diego and visit me up in the mountains. And we were sitting in the VFW and all of us were just about shit-faced, kind of like we are right now.
Hey, honey.
Claudia, you know, I didn't know her a whole lot, but you know that military life changes a person a little bit. And, we're sitting at the VFW and we're all wanting to go to a party. Everybody but Gary is wanting to go. And Claudia stood up and said, "Well, the only reason why he don't want to go is because he's a pussy." All right, Gary, can you remember that?
No, I don't remember that one, man.
You're not going to admit to it anyway, are you?
I laughed up. The first time I met Claudia, she was a
Thank you, Debbie. Love you.
easy-going person.
Oh, ain't she?
2 years
Debbie,
after
I'd
that Marine
also
base
like to
down there
have a
changed.
half of
Yeah.
paper towel.
Yeah, she needs, here,
Can I have one half of paper towel?
With those 2 paper towels I gave her an hour ago.
she's got to put her on one.
Cookie needs a half of the paper
Hey,
towel.
Marcella, would you bring some Coke for this drink, please? This is probably what Pete and I was doing in that picture.
And you're crawling, Bobo. I know they're strong because I can smell them.
Man alive.
I can smell the liquor
Yes.
from, I mean, I know they're strong.
Oh, they ain't strong, Barb.
No, his is. He needs coffee.
Yeah.
Andy.
Okay, wait
You
on.
got an embarrassing moment? Me and hers used to be here
This is not strong at all.
on Main Street. And then Vicky was out one day, and Vicky was looking for a pair of shoes. Well, in the meantime, I found some panties that I liked. So I draped them over my arm, along with my purse. Well, she didn't find the shoes that she wanted.
You found the panties.
I found the panties, but I didn't pay for them. I walked out of the store,
Hanging over your
across the street, down the street, the Sherman. The Sherman store. She found some shoes that she liked, like 4 pennies, having enough to pay for them. So she said, "Mom, have you got 4 pennies?" And I said, "Yeah." And I took that purse off of my arm. There was a In the meantime, whenever we were walking down the street, everybody was a looking.
Oh,
I was walking on the outside, and they kept a looking. And the whole guy turned around like, almost get out of the car. And I didn't realize what I had done until I got there. I was too damn embarrassed to go back to peeing hers.
Marion! Potosi, that away.
Now you talk about being embarrassed.
I'm gonna let that go.
We want you on this too.
I've been on it.
Now tell your voice to Mary, didn't you crawl through it?
You know, I've had so many, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Get her. He's already got me.
All right, yeah.
Stuck in that camera.
She's over here blowing me kisses.
Oh, is she?
We was talking about Beulah the other day. I said I don't even know how old she is, but I think she looks so pretty.
great.
She looks great. She holds her age good, and
God, yes.
we love
Beulah do this. Beulah.
Yes.
Wait a minute here. Show me what you got, honey.
And she sharp teeth, smile.
Hey, Gary, I got a request.
I don't know how old I am either.
Most embarrassing
We forget
moment
that,
again.
don't we?
What's that?
Kelly's Bosenberry.
I was stationed at Suffolk County Air Force Base in Long Island, New York, and the BX opened at 10 o'clock, but the little area in front of the BX, what's it called, sis?
It's called the best of you.
It's called the best of you.
Everybody remember your lines were repeated.
This little enclosed area that you can go into and get out of the cold. And There's a bulletin board in there. Well, I went inside.
Is that when you farted on her?
Waiting for the open, and I'm reading the bulletin board up here, and I'm kind of engrossed in it, and I feel a good one coming on. I rotated the hip up, and I released a fart that just boom, boom, boom around this room. And it was so impressive that I kind of giggled about it. I heard a shuffling sound behind me and turned and looked. There's a lady standing behind me reading the bulletin board over my shoulder.
This gets funnier.
Now this little room that I'm in, every time you open the door, the hot air rushes out and cold air rushes in. Now the only way this lady could have got in there was for her to have materialized.
Right there.
I swear I farted right in this woman's face. I said, lady, I said, man, I am so sorry about that. And she says, that's okay. She said, you ought to hear my husband.
So that made you feel a little better.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Did we hear this earlier? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just told it. I just told that to her.
He's doing it.
See, I had a request to do it for the camera.
Oh, okay. Everybody would be quiet and tell me about why is this joke about Potosi's away?
The floor is yours.
Tell me.
Yeah, I'd like to know myself.
Oh, you missed it too. We were over at Homer and Marion earlier, and we're talking about none of us having a sense of directions. We don't know which way to go, and if we get lost, we're just really lost. And I said, every time I'm in St. Louis, I get turned around. It's really dangerous for me to drive up there. And I said, they should have signs, you know, instead of saying South 270 or West 40, it should say Potosi. That way! I can find my way home. That's why we're saying that.
I'll buy that.
Oh, what brought this up? Randy was telling today, whenever we was coming back from the airport, when we came up on a 270 north and a 270 south, and you went, I just have to go straight. That's what Pat said. There should be signs that says, Potosi that way.
That's what he was telling, and I said that.
Well,
I get so lost up there.
I wouldn't have had no idea what you've done.
And another thing that
We came up on
confuses me.
we came up on a V like that, and it said 270.
Straight up.
270, there was a 270 above each highway, one going that way and one going that way. I wouldn't have had no idea
One of
what
them
we
should have
done.
had Potosi that way.
I
Don't they know
just
we ever
throw that
look at
both arms and scream. I wouldn't know what they've done.
I don't
Keeps catching on the hair of my arms.
But I don't remember how he told it that Homer said.
Randy said Homer said, or he said he thought he would have to split yourself in half and go down and
One go this way,
That's what I guess.
Hey, Dave,
You know what I tell you about getting lost on 21 and saying I went to Caledonia? Well, I'll finish my story. We didn't know where we were at. We instead of coming back to Potosi, we were going towards Caledonia. Neither one of us knew it till the sign said, welcome to Caledonia. And I said, Babe, my God, we're in Caledonia. I mean, we got lost on.
I'm gonna get in on it.
So I'm going to a restaurant there, more than about 15 miles down, and I said, let's stop at this. I said, let's stop at this little restaurant and we'll get some coffee and cake to eat on the way back, or a donut or something. So we get out, we go in, and we ask for donuts. She doesn't have any donuts, so we ask for coffee. She gives us coffee, or gives me coffee, and there's a cake there. And I said, give me a piece of that cake, because I wanted something sweet with my coffee. Well, it's a cake about this big around. It's one layer, and she cuts me off a piece about 2 bites. She charges me $1 for that.
2 bites.
She ripped us up and she charged me like $1.06 or something. And I said, how much was that cake? And she said, it's $1. And I said, for that little tiny piece of cake, I don't want that cake. And she said, well, do you want your coffee? And I said, no, not without my cake. Faye is standing there and Faye has ordered lemonade. And I said, Faye, let's go. And she said, I didn't get my lemonade. Get out of here. She charged you $2 for lemonade. All the way back to Potosi, they didn't know what happened. It went, she said, Pat, you didn't get my lemonade. She missed out on the whole thing.
man, give me a
What
close-up.
happened?
Oh, no, don't do that.
And we're out together.
So Faye is saying to Pat, why didn't you let me have my lemonade?
She still says that. She still says that. We're out already now. Pauline, and she'll say, I never did get my lemonade.
Like Pauline always told Maxine, you opened my dog back way back in the day.
You opened my door, I was not gonna get the
And to make a fart
And a few months
She
ago,
did, she bought me one.
she bought her a doll and
Yeah.
brought it
wrapped it up, brought it to one of our
Oh,
get-togethers.
yeah, you ain't never heard this story.
Okay.
Years and years and years ago, on Christmas, you only got one present.
Yeah.
One present.
I remember I got a pair of socks one
I'm
night.
sorry.
And she opened my present.
I'm so
Day.
Who
sorry,
did?
my sister.
She did.
I
and hers.
We come down on
I'm so
Christmas.
sorry.
And he's already sitting there under that Christmas tree. She's got a doll in each arm. One of them's mine. Done over.
Right.
Oh.
I'm sorry. God, you know, I'm heartbroken.
She was only 2.
I have to wait for a whole year for another present. So what does she do?
That little heart.
Almost 50 years later.
She bought her a doll.
She bought me a doll. I think I'm gonna cry.
She brought it to her all wrapped up and like,
So speaking of joining us over here.
50 years later.
All those years later.
No,
she
you're
bought me a
really
doll.
late.
Like everything.
Quickly, she is telling
Better
me,
late than never.
you opened my only gift, my only gift.
She doesn't even
Never
remember this
opened
because
mine.
she was so young.
So now I tell her, Maxine, you read the whole thing. Every
I
time
know.
I get her, I accuse her of that. But she bought me a doll, and I can't say anything.
Now, I spoiled her doll, and now I spoiled her fun. She can't say, Maxine, you opened my only gift. I spoiled all of her fun.
You know, I thought that I knew all the stories about our childhood. I don't remember that.
Oh,
But Dave, we were talking about one when we gathered here a few months
Seed
ago.
sandwich.
Do you remember the time
We talked about that today.
that we were all playing in the back, you know that room that was off the back of the house where the dining table used to sit? We were all playing back there and Mother had
I didn't tell you about
cardboard
seed
over the
sandwiches.
door into the other bedroom, you know, to block off that room. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
do you remember when that was? Cookie was still at home.
I was the oldest one and I was dragging everybody to
And
work.
she was-
I can remember whenever you started dragging us in the
But
house.
Dave, I remember it, and according to Cookie, I was 2 years old, I was sitting in a box.
If you'd have bit one of
You know,
those.
just sitting in this box, waiting, just sitting there, and somebody came, and I can remember, they just reached down there and quickly grabbed me under the arms, you know, just, and stuck me through a hole into the arm. And I was only 2 years old, and I remember that. They were
See, he was 2, that would make me how old?
Cardboard door.
That wouldn't let us meet that grabbed me to stick you through the hole.
I don't remember who it was, but I vividly remember somebody rushing over to me and grabbing me under the arms. I remember it. And through that hole, I remember the cardboard, you know, as I went through it, I can remember that.
And
Because
I was pulling so many kids through that.
I remember Cookie, but that's the, I
think
know there
4 or
were
5.
kids everywhere, but.
But we had so many horrifying stories
Yes, I do.
that happened to us as kids that we have told so many times that there's stories that I actually
Excuse me.
swear that I was there, that I remember. But I was much too young to, I just remember from people telling me over and
But I
over again.
remember the, you know, I remember the, somebody reaching down to get me and I said.
And that's your doll that made
Here's my doll. 50 years later.
Wasn't that cute?
50 years later, she got 2 years later.
Barb, you are the only person that would raise up the dress.
She had so many kids, that's the first thing she done. I didn't even notice that.
Well, isn't that cute?
I like
My
that.
great-granddaughter fell off a little plaything over there in the backyard and broke her arm.
That's
when she
cute,
was
Pauline. Isn't that
just-
sweet? That
She had
is.
her little arm in a
It is
cast.
cute.
And I went and bought her a
50
doll.
years late.
Thing around his neck around.
But we just said,
You bought that sounds
Kid like this arm was there.
The heck of it was, the one Maxine opened probably you had no clothes on it.
yeah, you get your
Tried to pick
clothes
one
back.
that was very close to what would have been.
Oh, darn,
Yeah,
yeah.
they all had clothes on, I think.
Pauline,
Yo, Dave.
all of our dolls, they had dresses.
Talking about embarrassing moments, why don't you tell them about the time me and you got to fool around and I kicked you in the
Dresses matched their
nose?
bonnets, they were real rough. I remember that real well.
Can you pan in on this?
All over.
You still have a scar there?
I still have the scar right here. He and I was at a party, And everybody was kind of shit-faced like we are right now.
Not
And
Barb, not me, and not
we
Marion.
we were
Get the record straight.
Yeah,
folks.
get this record straight.
kung fu, you know, and he was studying karate at the time, and he was visiting me again from his Marine station. And we were out in the desert, wasn't we, Randy? And,
Gary.
where's Randy?
Gary.
We were out in the desert, way the hell, 30 miles away from the base, I guess. And he was going to demonstrate something for us. And
Well, you was kind of showing me off. I was your proud nephew.
Yeah,
Because-
and I said, let me have it, son. And boy, he come up and he kicked, and he caught me right there with his boot, and my nose split just like this. Well, being totally shit-faced, I didn't feel anything. Went in the bathroom, I thought I just had a bloody nose, and I went and got the blood and stuff. And my nose was wrapped around my, like so. And I come back out, my nose bleeding, I'm holding a big old piece of toilet paper over it. I said, I can blow a booger in 3 directions now. So we went to the base, about 30 miles away, and took 4 or 5 stitches inside and several outside. And in real cold weather, you can see that crease right across my nose there. Where
We can
you
see it
split
now.
me wide open.
I believe you had 2 on the inside and 7 on the
I
outside.
didn't know anything.
Gary's like me, he takes
That's
after me.
It's happening in California,
He
Lord.
takes after me.
He does.
You wanna, I can still do it.
And you know I felt so bad about that, and you laughed about it the whole time.
Yeah, you know what?
You're the only man I laid out, Dave, and split your nose and you laughed about it.
That's 'cause he was
I didn't
shit-faced.
find out for probably 6 months after that incident that medic who sewed me up wrote me up for having alcohol on my breath
Mhm.
when we went to the emergency room.
Yeah, he was a very rude man because I remember you was trying to make jokes with him. He told you to lie down and shut up.
Well, you know, being
I said,
drunk
Dave,
might have something to do
you
with
want me to
that.
kick you in the mouth
You
too?
had reinforcements at Potosi.
That way.
Say, I tell you, my nephew can split open my nose
What,
on a
son?
joke. I've got all kinds of relatives in Potosi that can get serious. Real serious.
That's like I tell Homer today. I tell everybody back in Arizona that there's
You
enough
wanna
of us
come get
gambles to sway an election.
There is, too.
That's all vote
I like
in 92.
Yeah.
So we gotta vote for.
Here, take this, Dave.
I didn't know
I don't
somebody.
know who's running except Bush, but
All
let's
you gotta do
vote
is
for him.
Because if he dies, we've got a bird.
Larry, did you get in touch with Larry?
Oh, yes, well.
Tell us when you're ready.
He told me to be home before daylight, so neighbors don't
You
talk.
get your thumb right.
Well, what you do, you stop at the grocery store, you get home around 9 o'clock, and the bag of groceries, and think you were out buying groceries real early, and you came home with groceries.
Hey, Don,
Are you talking about partisan rep?
I knew a feller one time that saw you operating a crowbar and told you to put it down because you didn't know anything about machinery, and here you are operating a camcorder.
Crowbar?
That's you.
Crowbar,
That was
yeah.
Harry.
You know what, I'm a fairly intelligent person, or I'm
Who's already using it?
Here's my personal opinion. I'm trying to talk serious.
Okay, let's do like Brother Paul did.
For the life of me,
Yeah, you got
I
the floor.
cannot figure out how you can stand there and take these
I don't
pictures and then go stick it in a machine and we can watch ourselves. How does that work?
No.
Well,
I don't understand that.
She's lost behind the haystack.
The man that invented that thing wasn't from.
Everybody is dead and always used the sayings, pass the beans, Buck, or here comes old drive. All of those old people are dead. Okay. We're gonna all be dead.
I forgot about old
The
Ryan.
other generation, Debbie's generation, is gonna talk about
George
these
said that.
nutshell and. Just like we do, has to be, you just remember the, I said, all she'll say, you remember dear old Aunt Pat, how decrepit she got, when she was in that wheelchair in the nursing home. She was still saying, Potosi. Get back, man.
Barb's got a story.
Get back, man. Barb said every place she goes, men follow her. She says, she says when she gets to the bathroom door, she has to say, get back, go away, if you didn't hear me say, Barbara, what did the card say, or Pat says, what did the card say? I don't know if y'all didn't hear me say, that's another gamble. It's another, my daughter, Kim, is like, sort of like me, she don't never get, she's 10 times worse than Barb. She's telling this story about, on the news one night when they found this newborn baby back into the car, and I was telling her, I was real serious, and I was telling it, and I said they knew it was newborn because, and I didn't say cord, I said card. I said Naval card. It had the card with it.
The naval card.
And Kim goes, my daughter goes, well, Mom, what did the card say? Every time something stupid is said at our house, what did the card say, Kim? What did the card say?
I got a joke for you. That is clean. Okay?
It's clean?
It's clean.
This
yeah.
clean much.
When
What the card say.
the as in
Porch? I can't say that word.
the feller told me, he said, you know what the true definition of torque
Look
is?
out the window, right?
The true definition of torque. Now you know what torque is, right?
Oh, what's
It's the
torque?
amount of pressure that you take, like you take a torque wrench and you torque a bolt.
Oh, torque, okay.
Torque, okay? The true definition of torque is that when a guy gets out of bed in the morning,
Oh, no, I can't
and
wait.
he's got one like that, okay? And he walks over to the bathroom and he grabs a hold of it, and when he pushes it down, it pulls his heels off.
They lie.
Now wait a minute, now, I didn't say it happened to me, I said the feller told me about it.
Okay, let's play one game of charade. See if anybody in the room knows who this is. Yeah, they heard it today. Randy told them that.
Maxine, this
We told
is
them today.
invaluable. Tell it for the camera how you manage to get your feet loose.
Becky.
Don't tell me anything, because I tell everything I know. Mac, I told him how I got glued today with super glue after they told your
Did you
story.
get stuck to something?
Bad.
Yeah, but
I
you
got
know what,
stuck like
you're,
that.
that's logical.
I know it
That
was
you can
the
get
men.
your fingers glued together.
But not your feet.
But not with your feet.
They
Hey, look, stay over here,
Why?
because
Okay.
you belong here.
I'm gonna. God, you're part of the family.
That's good.
Hey, Beulah,
Yeah.
you going to New York?
I'm going to the bathroom.
Well, you going to Flushing, right?
Sure is.
I'm planning on it.
You know, when the fella out there in California that was doing that and earning a lot of money, it sounded a lot better. Are you going there?
good, isn't
I'm getting tired.
Of what?
Well, not the company or anything like that. I'm just getting tired.
Oh, God. Want to go get me that drink you fixed over? You said it wasn't strong.
I I'm not
You can
drinking
make
like
fun
that.
of both
Hey,
guys
Homer.
walk around
I
you.
understand that 100%.
Homer,
You can you try yours, or you just pick it?
hey,
Oh,
Homer,
what's she saying?
let's hear that laugh of yours one time.
That's it.
No, that ain't it. Hey, that ain't it, it's like this.
Cat can do it. Here's all, we always. That was, our set was here. When we're together, us girls, you guys, and I always do Homer.
That can do it.
I just got a bugger there. I was asking how to get up. Yeah, he goes.
That's pretty damn close.
I do that for the girls.
She did that one day, we like to die.
I said, that's Homer's, we was telling it what, everything on everybody. That's like gluing your feet to the refrigerator.
And before I ever joined the military, Don and I knew a feller down at the pool hall down underneath there in Potosi, who gave us more laughs than we ever deserved because his laugh was something like this. And that was the end of it. It died right there.
Do you remember who that guy was, Homer?
Just like that.
I don't remember who he was.
I was talking about Ralph Stringer the other day. Pat and I ran into him at a yard sale.
I like that
We went over to
input.
Pat. Pat was looking at some bras and Pat said, I went to holler at Barb and tell her about these bras. I don't know what size she wears. Now it's clear blue. Ralph goes, hey Barb, what size bra you wear? And there's only 30 or 40 people at this garage. And I go, Ralph Stringer.
Oh,
Yeah, and I go, she acts like she's not Barb, and I said, Barb, Ralph's talking to you. I'm trying to know right now. And I'm looking through all these clothes, and finally Ralph finds me. He goes, Barb, Pat, your sister over there wants to know what size bra you wear. I said, Ralph, will you shut up? There's all these good ones on the table, and I wear a 34B. She wears a 48 triple C. Oh, and I didn't want some big-breasted woman to come by and grab all these good bras. They were like 50 cents each. And so I'm going to get them, Barb, because she can't get through the crowd. So, yeah. She can't get me, so Ralph there, Barb, what size bra you wear? He was yelling all the way across the yard. One guy walked up to him and said, Ralph, said something about his age. He said, how old are you? And he said, well, I don't recall how old I am, but he said, I have been around since dirt. I like to die. I'm not a dirt or since dirt. He's been around since dirt.
it sounds like Ralph.
When,
He's crazy. He is crazy.
when Cookie and Earl were building their house, many years ago,
The one in St. Charles or?
So I look at those pictures of Larry's birthday.
Cookie and
Oh, yeah.
Earl.
I know, the one in St. Charles or?
The other side.
Cookie and Earl, they don't.
Here's you, David.
Yes, they did. They lived right beside Kean and Beulah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
When they were building their house in
Potosi.
In the subtle, in the subtle. Okay, okay, now,
Okay.
let me have the floor a minute.
Okay, got it.
They,
Hi, Justin.
they didn't have no door.
What is it, man? I don't
They
know
didn't
where I
have
am
no
now.
door.
Okay.
And they had a quilt. They had a big old heavy quilt that they hung up over the door. And when they go to the drive-in movie, they'd take that old quilt for the kids
This is
to sit
all.
on.
Okay.
And then we hang it back up on.
One night, they got into a squabble out there on the quilt, and Cookie stuck her head out the door and said, "What's the matter, you kids out there?" And one of them in a real loud voice said, "He won't let me have my share of the bathroom door."
That was in the
They said that people are from Potosi.
Hey,
I didn't know that you knew that.
I have already told this.
Because I tell everything.
I have already told this tonight, but I want this on the camera because it's kind of rare. about my second most embarrassing moment.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I was in, again, at Long Island, New York,
It's so good.
1965, micro mini skirts.
Swami.
Such.
Dear the
Me
Gary.
and John Potosi had went to the cafeteria to eat, and John had told me, he said, Dave, he said, look up there, he said, you see that girl in that mini skirt? He said, whenever she gets up there in the chow line, he said, we'll be able to see the day she was born.
God.
And the way the chow line was, is you went up 3 steps, and then you went down a serving line.
Barb asked me.
So I'm sitting there and I'm watching for this girl get up in the serving line, and when she climbs the 3 steps, the first thing she do is she bends over for her silverware, and I said, John, look, John, I can almost see her pussy.
Oh, my God.
Well, John had gotten down the line, and I didn't know it. And I'm sitting here tapping an 80-year-old lady in the tits and saying, looky here, lady, you can almost see her pussy.
Oh, my God.
Well, this lady has got an umbrella, and she beats me across the head with it. Everybody in the whole cafeteria is looking and wondering what the hell is going on. So I get out of line and let half a dozen people get back in. I get in the line and go on and get my lunch. John Potosi comes back and he said, what are you doing at the end of the line? And I said, why in the hell did you tell me you was getting out of line? So we got our lunch, come back into the cafeteria seating area, and the only table open was the lady with the umbrella. So I took my dinner and went outside and ate.
You didn't want
I went over and faced an umbrella.
to change the
Take over?
Justin, would you go back?
He wasn't there watching TV.
I didn't even know this here.
You haven't got soda. Language got risque, and Gary said he said he was doing
Well, that gets to you after a while,
We
don't it?
came over here.
It's right.
Well, I told Beulah, he can probably tell Dave stories.
I got water. That's good. I'm trouble with it. I got
See,
water.
Pat, when I was a kid, I knew more than what you knew when you was a kid. And I just knows more as a kid
I
than I knew
knew
when I
Barb
was a
knows
kid.
everything, and what I know when I was a kid. But I knew, I haven't drank a drop while I've ate the cheese and I can't talk.
In fact,
What was I gonna say?
in fact, you want to hear an embarrassing moment? Let me tell you this.
Yeah, tell that.
This is good. All right, Justin just turned 11 2 days ago. Okay, this past summer we was up watching a Cardinals baseball game, and at the time they was promoting trying to get football back to St. Louis, and they had an exposition game. Exhibition game between the Kansas City Chiefs and somebody else, I remember who it was. Well, anyway, the Kansas City Chiefs cheerleaders were up there handing out flyers about this football game, and they was in their little skimpy suits. Well, my brother-in-law and I said, let's go get one of these flyers. Justin said, you better believe it, pal. So we walked over to get one of these flyers, and we was talking to this girl about this football game. And Justin just had a big grin on his face. Well, I didn't think much about it. He's getting into girls now. Well, about a week later, we was going fishing, and we was going downtown, and there's 2 little girls walking down the sidewalk. I said, look at her, Bess, look at 2 little girls. He says, ain't nothing compared to that cheerleader. And I thought, well, I'll get him in the corner. I said, well, just exactly what would you do with that cheerleader? And he just grinned. He says, well, you know. I said, well, I don't know. Why don't you tell me? He says, yeah, I can't tell you. It's nasty. He said, well, what would you do with it? And I said, well, I'd ask her out for a nice date, take her out to dinner, and show her a good time. He says, you mean you wouldn't take her to bed? And I said, well, not unless I was married. That's cute. I was waiting for him to say liar.
I missed something.
Hey, watch the movie tomorrow.
If you don't understand the book, wait for the movie.
Did you ever get my card I sent you? It might have even been 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's been since you've been home.
About 5 years ago, yeah.
It's got a picture of an outdoor toilet and somebody sitting on it, sitting here at Potosi, Missouri, thinking about you.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I answered your letter, and it's still in the drawer at home. I'm great for that.
We forgive you for that because none of us.
Word is the same.
It might take 10 years to get a letter answered.
Oh, I know.
None of us.
There is not another family on earth as bad at writing letters as this.
That's why we have to talk.
Did you get
Justin,
that
that's
page
good.
letter year before last?
Oh, you ate somewhere?
Yeah, right.
I sure didn't.
I really did. I sent you on Christmas time.
No, that was a long time ago, and I'll tell you what you
Christmas
said.
card and a whole
You
lot.
said you was thinking about coming to see us,
Well,
but leaving the state of Missouri was scary. What you said in the letter.
I did that.
Yeah, you did.
Sounds like Cookie. Cookie, they have signs.
And I want to, yeah, I want to also, the road that leads you out there also leads you back. And while we're on the subject, guys, the telephone wire that I call in on, there's one going back. Well, we're asking all the time, don't you?
Did you get a Christmas card last year?
I heard
No.
it's better than mine.
We'll have to call you.
Why
Why
is
is it Christmas cards to everybody?
Seriously, I didn't get a Christmas
I didn't
card.
get one.
Well, I'm sorry.
Not me, she moved. She does not remember all the houses she moved.
3 years.
Yeah, but that's the first. She has lived in like 50 houses, so how can you send her a Christmas card? She has a new address.
She's
I
moved.
went to her house different times and she's gone, she's moved. Honest to God. And the
That
house
sounds
is
like
standing
a
empty.
Bonnie.
And I had to call somebody and say, where did Barb move?
Do you remember the story that Dad used to tell about the guys that
Gary, this is better
on
than
numerous
what I
occasions
got.
would go off to work, and when he come home and find his house empty, they had to find out where his wife
That's
was.
Swami. That's Swami.
Well, now that is,
Swami.
that is good. Sometimes
It's
it's
their
middle
Swami.
point.
Oh,
When you got
Pretty
six
much
kids,
same
it's hard to
thing.
find a place that people don't want to rent to you.
yeah.
And we moved in Middle Point, and I said, I will not stay here, no longer than I can find a house. I found a house in Potosi. I actually went and paid the rent and moved while Roy was at work, and he went to Middle Point. I said, when you brought me down here, I wouldn't. Here's what Barb used to do. She used to lie all the time to the rent. People would come, she'd
Hang
call
on a
about
second, sis. I
renting.
got a very important thing. Can I have a drink?
I thought he was What was I saying? I'm serious.
Barb used to lie to the renters.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, Barb would get on the phone and she wouldn't say, I want to rent your house, I've got 6 kids. She'd say, I'd like to rent your house. And they'd say, well, who is it?
I'd say, I'm
She'd say, it's Barb Kean, and she would start telling her, yeah, she's like, I'm neat, I'm clean, I do this and I do that. And they'd say, well, how many kids you got? And she'd say, well, I've got 2 at home, and she'd say in her mind, see, because the other 2 are they, you know, so they're not. She'd rationalize all this lying to get a house. Then she'd move in a house, and she had all these kids in the yard. And here comes the renters, and they know she's got 6 kids. She lied all the time. She'd say, you know, this is staying all night, this is my nephew, this is the neighbor.
Need some more.
That's what she had to do to get a house.
Right here.
Now that there's only her and Roy
I
there.
love you. I love you too, Bobo.
That makes sense.
I'm damn big.
I love you more than
Even my story doesn't.
We are clones.
That's why we're
They look like twins.
Clones. You and Beulah were clones. We think
Is that
alike.
thing to put
I can
together
tell what
right
she's
after
thinking.
this?
She knows what we're thinking. She knows what I'm thinking.
Yeah, we can hear
We
it.
know when we're gonna call on them.
She thought
Dear
this was
Soldier,
dear
all
John, dear
those things.
Oh,
I love you. We're clones. I
I mean,
love you
it's
too,
like
Beulah.
dear John.
I don't know what I do without you.
Hey, I knew a guy
Soda.
in upstate New York that was named Dear John Deere.
Come over here, love.
Dear John.
Dear John Deere.
Yeah, baby.
Hey,
I guess
Maxine,
Gary
get
got
a
my
refrigerator for us, would
you
you?
got my ring.
I've only got a part of
Get in
it.
there and show us how it looks to be stuck to a fridge.
Is
Get in there, Maggie. I love you too, Maggie. Gary, get her, because we're gonna show you what she
Okay.
looks like. She's super
My
blue.
fridge has
She's stuck to a fridge.
a chrome piece all the way down here and on the other side. And my grandson Dustin, he comes barreling around the corner on a little riding car, and he rips the chrome off, right?
I know,
Get in there, Maxine. So it's been away out here, so I put some,
Super
Now
glue.
you gotta lay down in the floor.
super glue. I put super glue all under the chrome, like here and here.
Very
and
neatly.
here and
Yeah,
here.
she did. She did it very neatly too, guys.
Then I lay down on my
Yeah,
back.
you gotta do it.
I lay
Get in there,
down
Maggie.
on
Do
my
it.
back.
Good.
Oh, God.
Get down there, Max.
So Max is holding the chrome piece on here and here.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. And I wait like 5 minutes and I'm thinking, okay, it should be okay by now. So I'm going to take my feet off and my feet won't come off.
Oh, man.
So So my tennis shoes are stuck to the refrigerator.
And then she says, I gotta call Cookie.
I'm looking at the phone on the wall and I'm thinking, oh God, I need to call Cookie to help me, but I can't go to the phone. So I take my tennis shoes off and I leave them on the fridge. And I'm so embarrassed. I wanted to call Cookie and say, Cookie, come help me. My feet are stuck to the fridge.
Did that all 5 minutes.
You did that really well,
We were timing you.
I'm proud of you.
We're so proud.
I don't think you'll ever win an Oscar without the
Pat drew a picture of a woman on the floor with her feet on the fridge. Sent it to me for my birthday.
Kat sent me an anniversary card last year and it said,
I had that.
I know now why you and Roy stayed together for 28 years. You had 6 kids and neither one of you wanted them. And you know what back Roy was discussing, he said, when he builds the lake, he's putting him a cabin on the lake. And when him and I have this discussion, then we can't say we don't talk for 2 or 3 days, he will go and live in the cabin.
No.
And our daughter that's
I
home
just shut
now
the door.
said, well, Dad, don't have to be the choose between you and Mom, because I won't. And Roy said, you don't have to, because I wouldn't plan on taking you with me. And Mark says, you can't stay here. You can't stay here either, honey.
Do you have married kids that keep coming back home?
Well, they did for a while, but I knocked down the wall and made a living room. And I've got one daughter left, and when she gets married, I'm going to immediately throw a walk-in closet in her room. The bed's going out, everything's going out. It won't even look like a bedroom.
She's calling in all her keys too.
And they come, they look for these bedrooms, and there's none. They don't come back home. Because there's nowhere for them to sleep.
Me and Brenda say what we're gonna do. Our kids all keep coming back home.
Well, mine do, but maybe I can't get along with them in my home.
Well, no, of course not. What we're gonna do is the last one's all gone. We're gonna sell everything we own and buy a RV.
Oh, no, girls, we can't go to daycare.
And we're gonna move it every 3 days so nobody can find it.
That's what I like to have.
See, when they move out of your home, they have this different lifestyle and they don't want to mind you.
Of course
They
I
come back to your home and you want them to mind you like they did when they lived in your home.
You know what you can tell them?
Get out of here.
Potosi's that way.
It's like you've got this child and it's sitting there in the seat and they say, my 30th birthday's tomorrow, do I get a raise in my allowance?
I had, my last son that moved out just, probably a year ago, I gave him 2 choices, and I was serious, I was dead serious. I said, Greg, I give you 2 choices. You either move out or you die.
And she was chasing him with a butcher knife.
He moved out, he's been out on his own, and he loves it. But he didn't realize that it was a good life out there.
It's gonna be nice.
It's gonna be good. But when Mother said, with this long butcher knife, move out or die, he was there back and forth.
But she's a lot like Mother.
But I love my kids.
Well, it's like the fellow said that
As long as they're not living at home.
As long as they're not living at home, I love them.
This is Saint.
Dave, look how you are wasting. Let me show you how to turn this
He can't see
inside out
that.
and bite it.
Now here's the, no, Maxine. Here's the way Daddy on this big bologna rice.
Yes, he eat it down to
Oh,
nothing.
absolutely.
I got a fever blister, I can't demonstrate very well.
You're running through your teeth like a piece of
He
cloth.
used to run it through his teeth till there was nothing left except the rice.
Yes,
Oh,
he did.
absolutely.
And then you'd say, don't let the dogs eat this because it'll get toxic.
You know, I believe that. I see it happening. My dog's blowing right.
Do you remember when the pigs got choked on a cucumber
Damn right.
and you ran a mop handle down his throat and
Yeah.
choked? Do you know?
I remember the cow she couldn't stood on her head for 5 days last night.
Stood on
She stood on her head.
Dad made us and I
She's died. Mom said she don't have to keep her head could back up. She will
Homer
die.
about that.
Come on,
This
Sunday.
is-
I remember that old
He
cow.
said, oh, no, that happened long before you ever possibly had. And I'm swearing
I'm serious,
that
Derek.
it was Cookie who ran the broom handle down the hog's neck and
It probably was.
Well,
That did it.
Hey, it might have happened twice, because the time it happened when I was home, it happened out on the
Yeah,
highway.
highway.
And
Well, I
Dad did
remember
not.
it from.
Kid pulled him, pulled the
Yeah.
pig
So
down
probably
and
have
ran
to-
from
I didn't know there was 2 of them.
Yeah, was there
was.
chickens at home.
And I am too. When I cut the end off a cucumber, I slice it. I cut it in
I
half.
still do.
Oh, yeah.
Throw the trash. Do you remember, I don't know if you was home at this time when the stupid cow swallowed her cud? She ended up on her head. I remember that old cow actually bent over on her head, and Mom made her all kinds of homemade cuds, trying to get her to throw up her
I
other
remember that.
cud. Yes, and we came home one day, and I remember that old cow was all down on her head, and I remember Mom was crying, because that was our milk cow, and Mom said, if that cow don't throw up her cud, she will die. And I remember Mom going down there making this old cud, and I don't know what all was in it.
It had salt in it. Grease and
Everything was in it. And finally, that old cow threw up her real cud and started chewing, and up she came. I remember that.
We had to get her up.
We had to get her up.
She hadn't brought her foot
Get
up.
up, cow! No! We have to go to
Figured out what a cow's good is.
And we got her up against, it's fall, it's their grass and stuff, Homer. It's their grass, it's grass and all this stuff that gets you, you burp up.
A cow has 4 stomachs.
Yeah, and they chew it over and over, and
Hey,
we have to back up, because she couldn't go church back up. Anyway, we propped her up against the barn,
about the time the men you were at cow.
I said, please, get up, cow.
You tell them, Pauline. No, you tell them, you'll, Barb. Tell them about the time we went cow hunting.
Make a homemade cud, but we don't even know what it is.
She made up, she won, it was a piece of, it's like a sock.
That's so embarrassing. No, it's not. You're
Also,
weird.
like, bakery,
I mean, you fell in the ditches and it was cold
and
and
she
raining
sold that,
and
made
the
a
cow
round
did.
good stuff, and the cow on the house.
We were so lost.
Automatically made her body burp up that real sugar, and she burped up a real good start to and we got, and we had milk.
Back then it was open range.
amazing. I don't know about that.
Remember about that?
Oh,
Do you remember, Mom? We had a
Maxine, this is science at work.
Remember Mother operated on the rooster? He had a rooster and he got so many in the fall here that he was dying. And Mom said, well, he's gonna die anyway. She said, I'm gonna operate on him. And us kids helped him down and Mom cut his throat open and cleaned out all the rocks and the gravel. And so he made it with a needle and thread and he lived for, you know,
Yeah.
we helped him operate on that
Listen up, guys.
Ditches, we got.
Listen up.
Blackberry bushes.
It's the truth. Yeah, that really. I don't lie, I love that.
We called her and she took us right straight
See
home.
what?
Listen up, guys. Listen up. Front door, back door. Listen up. Homer, I want you to tell us a story about the chicken that got in the pot of beans. The old rooster, remember?
Yes,
Tell that story
Was
to us.
the rooster alive or?
We had real hot summer day. Why, you wanna hear it now or
Yes,
not?
we do. Okay, Lawrence Campbell, get him. Get him, brother.
Real hot summer day, and we had carried the table out in the shade of the
I
peach
remember it
tree.
like it was yesterday.
You wanna hear the story?
And I had a great big old pot of beans sitting right in the middle of the table.
I remember.
And we had a white rooster and a red one, and they'd get into a fight, and I'm telling you, they would actually fight till you couldn't tell really which one was supposed to be the white one. They was both so bloody.
Oh, gosh.
And they got into one of those awful fights, and around and around and around the house they went. And Dad had their wings clipped so they couldn't fly over the fence into the garden. But this one that was out in front, he was really moguling, and he got his wings to flopping, and he got airborne just enough that he came down right in that pot of beans. And me and Grover had an old sassafras club there about that long that we used for a ball bat. And Dad grabbed up that club and he got that rooster by the wing and he tossed him up in the air and he swiped that rooster with that club and the bean soup just went and he knocked that rooster plumb out into the corn patch and there was a string of guts come out of him 10 foot long. Knocked him plumb out there in the cornfield, and of course they threw the beans out. And they went and cleaned that rooster up, and that's what we had for supper about 3 hours later. Poor old Mom had to go back in the house and rekindle the fire in the old wood stove and start from scratch and fix that damned old rooster for supper.
Now see how rebelliant we are today? I would say eat the beans. I would not have went back in and cleaned that rooster and cooked it. I said, eat the beans. But, that's the beans, but the word you need. That's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna. And they're cooking all that deal. Dave, do you remember the time that Faye went running down to the toilet and stepped on the rooster's neck and broke his neck and killed him? Do you remember that? We were all home by ourselves. We took it down and we threw it in the pond and it wouldn't sink, so we had to get a stick and get it out, and then we threw it over in the weeds. Caroline. And just acted innocent, like we didn't know what happened to the rooster. Well, Mom and Dad come home and here comes the stupid dog coming up with the rooster in his mouth. Well, Dad thought he was a chicken killer, and he said if they kill a chicken, they'll keep killing. He said, I'm gonna have to kill the dog. Well, here's all us kids, you know. Oh my God, don't kill the dog. So we